Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We are Paradox Media's very own Late Night in the Rockies. I am your host, TessaTNT, and tonight we have Psychic Saturday going on. So we have Psychic Chris Garcia on with us this evening. And Chris Garcia is a psychic medium, empath, clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, who also has the ability to see auras and has experience with remote viewing. He has had these God-given gifts since the young age of 5. Chris loves helping people and sensitive children with their gifts as well. He is a tarot card reader and a ghost hunting and paranormal enthusiast. He is also a shaman healer and very into his native heritage. Hey, Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tess. It's an honor.
I'm so excited to have you on here, and I was wondering if you could tell our listeners a little bit more about yourself, who you are, and your very first experience at the young age of 5.
Well, you can say a psychic medium is a God-given gift that God gave me, of course. It runs in my family. You described all the abilities I have, the ability to remote view. Others, I haven't had time to add it, but I can do automatic writing. I've done paranormal investigations on my live. I've done missing persons cases. As a matter of fact, I'm working on one right now. And I've just had, just gifts to just, it runs in the family. It's like genetic, but I guess I'm probably about the only one more out there than everybody else. And I'm just here to help people. And my first experience was when I was 5, if I can remember. I remember talking to, I thought it was like a real person, but, and it was a spirit that I was talking to. And they had caught me talking to myself, but they're like, well, we don't see nobody, but I could see it. So I guess it was like, at that time, my spirit guide or someone that was conversating with me. So they came out like almost between solid and an outline. So it was like when that person came on and said, I don't see nothing, they disappeared. So I've had different experiences since then.
So you said it runs in your family. Is it on both sides of your family? Is it your mom's side?
Honestly, I can say it's more on my mom's side of the family. Now, as far as my father's side of the family, I really don't talk to them. So I wouldn't be able to answer that. But I've known that in most families, it's usually the woman's side of the family. That's just, I guess that's how it works in most families. I've heard from different psychics, friends, and so forth. But it runs on my mom's side, and my grandmother had the gift too. And as a matter of fact, it's an honor because she's my guide. She didn't tell me about anything about my gift. I had to discover it on my own. And my mom told me she had an experience when I wasn't even walking yet. She had told my mom, "Wow, this kid's gonna be someone special. He's gonna be someone." And then she goes, "Well, what do you mean?" She goes, "You'll find out." And time went on, and my mom discovered what she meant, that I was gifted. So it does run in the family. As a matter of fact, that's where I get when people ask me questions. My grandmother comes through as one of my guides. I also have a shaman Indian guide, and then I also have another guide as a protector. So I do have different guides that that when I give them a reading, then that's how they come through.
So what exactly happened at the age of 5 that let you know that you did have these gifts?
I guess it was just thinking that not everybody could see what I saw. And there was things that I knew that I actually even said, and there was things that I knew who was going to call or, stuff like that. And, even though I was trying to be a kid, but there were certain things that I felt. And even though I was still little, trying to have the inner child, it just had different experiences, and it's been like that ever since. And that's why I knew that I said to myself, this is just not everybody has this. I actually thought everybody did have it. But then when I started having more experiences is when I was in middle school and then worked my way up, it just I was like, you know what, I'm just going to stay quiet, and only the ones that are going to seek my guidance are going to come to me, and everybody else, they're just going to, I guess, stay away. You know, if they don't believe in it, then they won't come forward. If that's how I saw it, I figured that, you know, God was going to bring the people to me. So if they saw like an aura around me, or they saw me as not just being Chris, but they saw something around me that they said, well, he's my friend, but I know he's got something special. So I only had people just come up to me and ask me random questions in middle school, and sometimes I scared the crap out of them, you know, and then it was always validating. So I've had experiences ever since I was little, and then it just grew up ever since then.
Did you have different stories that family members would tell about members further back in your line? Are there any sort of paranormal stories you can tell us about your mom, or perhaps your grandma, or anybody else in your family that we'd like to hear?
I can't think of my mom, but my grandma always she knew when somebody was doing something, or she would have people even come to the house, like people I guess that knew my grandma, you know. So yeah, she had people that she would be able to tell them just by looking at what kind of person they were and what was around them and stuff like that. As far as like paranormal experiences, not that I remember anything, because I wasn't, you know, I was still a little kid. But I knew that my grandma was gifted. I just didn't know if she had paranormal experiences. But I'm pretty sure she had premonitions and dreams when, you know, they would come true, because that's what I have. I also have premonitions of future events and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I had a premonition, I think it was last night, and it really freaked me out. And I haven't came up with who the reading's going to be for, but it was actually me. It was happening to me, but I just have to keep it as, you know, that I've always known that when I have a premonition or premonition dream or whatever you want to call it, I've always known that most of my dreams have to do with the client I'm about to read. So I have known that it's not always for me. I can tell the difference. It's complicated. It's hard to describe, but I've always felt that most of my dreams that I've had have had to do with a client that I was going to read. So you can say I have dreams, and they go along with the reading, and then later on I get the validation of, you know, oh well, that's what's going on with me. So that's how I come out to find out.
That's awesome. And I know you say you're also... Okay, hold on one second. We have a call coming in.
Okay, go ahead.
Where did it go? Oh, there it is. All right, we have a caller from area code 662. Who are we talking to?
Hey, Tessa, this is Carmen.
Hey, Carmen, how's it going?
Great, how are you?
I'm wonderful. So good to hear your voice.
It's a little different this way on the phone than it was with the live with Caden and Melissa.
Yeah, just a tad. I love watching them. I need to get them back on the show again.
Oh, absolutely. I think we're going on an investigation tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, I was wondering if I could get a reading tonight.
You've never talked to me before, so is there anything that you want me to focus on, or you just want me to give you a reading on what I pick up? I give you the option to ask the question. If not, then I can just give you, I don't know what you want to call it. Some people call it code reading, but some people, you know, I give them if you want me to focus on something, then I'll focus on that, but just don't tell me anything else. Just tell me, oh, you know what, I want you to focus on love. Then I'll focus on that. If you want me to focus on finance, just tell me one word, and then I'll focus on it. Or I can just give you a full reading with whatever I pick up off of you.
I would really just like a general core reading.
Okay. Well, even though I don't know you, and just by listening to your voice, I kind of feel that you're like in a spiritual journey. You're discovering yourself, is what they're telling me. And I feel like it's weird, because it's so weird Um, I see like the paranormal, the metaphysical.
Mm-hmm.
It's like followed you. In other words, everything that you've experienced has found you. And that's what people don't understand. That when people think, well, everything. See, this is the best way to describe it. Everything in your room, like if you have skulls, crystals, stones, if you have a shaman bag, or if you have like different candles that you do, scented oils, everything that you have resonates with who you were. So if you were like all into oils, you were a witch in a past life, or you're a witch in this present life. That's how it works. Everything finds you. You don't find it; it finds you. So it's always
Mm-hmm.
connected to your soul, spirit, and body. And that's what I pick up of you. Everything I see in the paranormal has like been around you, even in this life, and then in the afterlife and the other lifetime. So I feel like you've always been drawn to paranormal, and it's like drawing you more. You seek answers. You want to know answers. And
Yes.
then I also get I'm hearing like an empath slash medium. Okay, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting kind of, like in my head, I'm seeing flashes of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I'm also seeing that in my head, they're telling me that as you've grown, you've lost a lot of friends because of, I guess, skeptics.
Yes.
And I'm being
Mm-hmm.
told too that you're gonna find that you're gonna be, how can I put it? I can't even think of the proper word. It's like something doesn't want me to tell you. The best way to put it is all the people that are meant to be in your life, God's gonna bring them to you. If it's in the metaphysical
Absolutely.
field, paranormal, psychic, medium, empath, you name it, God's gonna bring them to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ones that don't belong in your life, He's gonna just like, I guess I don't mean to say it this way, but this is what I'm being told. He's gonna discard them and remove them from your past. If that makes any sense.
It does. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. You have just validated my life at this point. You have, that is helping me step over a threshold, I believe.
And also too, is there something to do with the workshop? Because I'm feeling that you want to do it, but you're taking either courses or you don't know how to go about it. But I'm seeing like a store. You've thought about opening a store maybe to help people in your local area. But
Oh
then
my
I also get
God.
and then I
Hmm.
also get to something about this community. Like you want to give back, but a lot of people where you live are very skeptical. Like you don't know how to go about it.
Right, right, right. That is so funny because I'm going at the end of this month to a
Mm-hmm.
workshop. I'm beginning a journey into herbalism,
Mm-hmm.
and that's part of what I want to do. And we have spoke intensely about opening a store within the next 2 or 3 years in our area.
And I was gonna ask you, where are you calling from, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
Uh, North Mississippi.
Well, you say that you see it in 2 years, right? That you were thinking about probably 2 years
Yes.
if you're gonna. Well, I see it sooner than that. I see about a year from now. It
Oh,
wouldn't
that's
surprise
awesome.
me if it wouldn't be until it probably won't happen until probably next year, going and then this year going into the new year. So you might have an opportunity coming to you, and I'm also
Hmm.
seeing that someone's gonna come up to you and they're gonna offer you something, and I'm being told it's gonna be within that what you're looking into. And when
Hmm.
that opportunity comes, take it. Take it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You, you, you have just hit the nail on the head on every single thing.
That's
I,
awesome.
I appreciate it.
I am so excited, and Tessa, I can't wait to tell Alyssa about this.
Well,
I
Tessa
know.
knows. Yeah, Tessa knows me from. Well, I'm not going to discuss that, but Tessa knows me. We've had like she's like I can say that she's like a sister, like from another
Mm-hmm.
mother. So, but Tessa knows me. She knows my readings have blown people away
Mm-hmm.
without even prior knowledge. So I've helped a lot of people. So So yeah,
Well,
I love what I do, and I give it passion, and I give, what people need to know is not what people want to hear, is what they really need to know, and that's how my guides work. As a matter of fact, that's where my grandma comes in. That's why I was told to tell you everything, because she's my number one guide.
oh, thank your grandma. uh,
Yeah, definitely tell
okay.
Alyssa and let her know if she wants to call in for a reading too. I know the one last week went pretty good, but she might need a follow
She was
up or
so excited.
something.
She had to tell me about it. She was so excited. She told me all about it. But they're on a date tonight, so she may
Aw,
or may not call in. So they are having some them time. So
that's
anyway,
awesome.
well, Tessa, this has just went great. It's validated a lot of things in my life, and it's helping me. It's going to help me move forward, I believe.
I think so
So
too. Chris
I'm
is awesome.
excited.
That's why I've had him on
Yes,
for like I think a year, well over a year. I've had him on my show, so I'm excited to have him
Chris,
back.
thank
And
you so much.
every time watching him and listening to him help people it just really blows my mind every time.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, it's blown my mind, absolutely.
Well, thanks
But
so much
I'm
for
going to have
calling in.
to, well, I'm excited. And congratulations on this new journey in your life.
Thank you. And I'm excited to see you guys in October.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. Well, I will be talking to you later. I'm going to go, so maybe someone else can call in.
Well, thank you so much, Carmen. I hope you have a good night.
Yeah,
You
good
as
night.
well. Good night, Chris. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a lovely night.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, every time, and that's why I thank God, and of course I thank, the Lord for everything. Um, and my grandma, and I wouldn't thank her. There's just no way. It's like actually speechless, because it's just every single time, even with people here locally, I've been getting a lot of business too, and it just blows my mind, because it's just, and seeing right now as I'm, doing the show, I'm getting goosey, so I'm getting like chills all over my body. So I know, and people have told me that I'm going places. So and we all have a journey, and I enjoy it. I really do.
Me too, and I'm so glad that you had found me. I know I was a little leery at first, and then you gave me a reading, and I was like, oh yeah, you got to come on the show.
Yeah, and I remember we were playing catch up for almost like a week. I remember, and it's been just, to me, ever since I met you, I knew, that there was going to be a lot of growth in you. There was a lot of things I probably um, didn't pick up on, but I knew that you were still going to go, no matter what the outcome of what was going to happen to you. You were going to grow, and God was going to put you where you're supposed to be, and that's what you're doing. You're doing what you love.
I really do love it, and I always have. And, it's cost me for over a year to do it, out of my own pocket, even though I was basically doing a favor for somebody else. But it really gave me a lot of experience and knowledge, and I've just loved it, even though, I have social anxiety and different things like that going on. I had to think about it for a couple days, and then I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I'm so glad I did, because I don't know, it's been such an awesome adventure, and I would have never met you, and I think everything happens for a reason. But yeah, I'm so glad you did contact me, and I think we were playing tag for longer than a week. I think it was like 2, almost 3, back and
Mm-hmm.
forth, trying to contact. But I'm so glad that we did make that contact and get you on here, because, like you said, you have helped so many people, and I just really love what you do. And like I said, it's just like I'm sitting over here like, whoa. And you were talking about thanking, Jesus and God or whatnot for your gifts. And over here in Periscope, a lady earlier on was saying something about follow Jesus. That's the answer. And I told her, just because we have gifts doesn't mean we don't believe in Jesus. Like, I consider him my big brother, and I'm so grateful for all the gifts that have been bestowed upon me. And for a long time, I tried to hide it away. But to me, that's bigger sin, just leaving it sitting there on the shelf and not helping your fellow man. So I'm so glad you're doing what you're doing, and I understand the whole thing going through school and feeling like the outcast because people don't understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what's funny? I'm going to tell you an experience, and this happened today. We were we were going to go see my cousin, but I'll discuss that about where we went because he's doing a lot of research with his girlfriend, and they're trying to guide it with healing too, but it's a different kind of healing. I don't know what it's called, but it's something with an oil that they're trying, but it's legal. But it's so weird because when we were going over there, me, I'm very aware of my surroundings, and I was in the back seat, and I was telling my mom, well, we need to hurry because we don't have that much time. So I didn't eat breakfast. So we're just driving, leaving the house, and then we were like on the busy street. Tessa, you will never leave this. And I even freaked out. I didn't tell my mom anything, but I said to myself, wow, this is like perfect timing, no coincidence. And you know how like when you see a license plate, it has like numbers and like different letters. Well, this one didn't say it. It had oh my God, I'm actually wanting to cry. It had the letter L, look, and then it had abbreviated. It said two, like the number two, and then God. It looked to God, and I was thinking to myself, wow, it just passed right in front of us. And I don't know if they noticed it, but it was so weird because most license plate, they have like numbers and letters. And I looked and I was thinking to myself, what is this trying to tell me? Is it because it feels like I'm about to give up? Is it because I'm going through a lot of emotions, personal stuff with me? And it just swerved in front of us. And, we didn't hit it or nothing, but it just swerved in front of me, and I was in the back seat and I'm thinking, wow, I've never seen a license plate. And then for it to say that, I was like, and then when I saw it to myself, I just said, wow, I must be pleasing a lot of people upstairs, because it was saying, look to God, and no matter what I'm going through, God's protecting me. So that's how I saw it. I said, and I guess I don't know what I was thinking at that time because I can't remember, but I guess whatever was in my mind, I guess God knew. So you put something in front of me to say, you know what, look to God. Don't worry about a thing. Everything's going to be fine. Whatever you're going through, I'm always here for you. I always have your shoulder. I'm always protecting you. So when I saw that today, I actually wanted to cry. And I didn't cry, but I actually had so much of emotion that I felt this warmness, like somebody was holding me. And it just, oh my God, it just brought tears to my eyes because I said, out of coincidence, this car just swerves right in, and it said that. And I was like, I've never seen a license plate like that. So whoever was in that car must have been an angel themselves too. So I believe that there's messages all around. It's just that people need to pay attention.
And I had another listener contact me personally this last week, and one of our hosts is very into religion as far as like we all have different experiences, and different experiences bring us to different places in our life. And I know some people have experiences where it kind of takes them away from God, which I've had those experiences. You're very angry. You don't want to have anything to do with it. And you don't understand certain things until you finally do. And others of us are, have experienced those things, and it has brought us closer. But I think it's important for us to all listen to each other and to each other's experiences and learn from each other. I know when you're at a very young age, you can be very hard-headed, and even at an older age, you can be very hard-headed and you think you know everything, but to hear from each other and learn from each other is very important. As a teenager, you just need to experience it on your own to learn things at first, and then you learn to listen again. But yeah, it's important for us to all listen to each other's experiences and knowledge and try to grow from each other, and it makes it so much easier if we can do that.
Yeah, and for me to experience that, that's just a sign that God is always around, and that's very founding. So yeah, it's just amazing.
We do have another caller, and it's from area code 912. Who are we talking to?
Hey, Hey, you're talking to Chrissy Johnson?
Hey, Chrissy Johnson.
Hey.
How's it going, sister?
Oh, damn.
I recognize your voice. Well, Chris is going to do it, and he doesn't know anything from me about you, so it's definitely going to be awesome. Hey, brother, I hear you in the background.
Yeah, you got caught, too.
I love you guys. Good. How are you?
Doing good. We're just sitting here relaxing, watching movies.
Have you guys had to deal with that hurricane at all?
It's like a rainstorm this time around.
It was a joke. I feel really bad for all the people that actually evacuated in this area. But my prayers are for the Bahamas. I was just telling Gary, I've been there, and it's so beautiful. But we were very fortunate because we got spared. I mean, big time.
For sure. Well, did you have a question for Chris?
Yeah, I was calling for a reading. Yes, this is important.
So is there anything that you want me to focus on? Anything at all? Or is it you just want me to give you a reading?
A reading would be great. I mean, I'm kind of focusing on the future, but a reading would be great.
Well, even though I don't know you, basically, but without knowing anything about you, this is what I get. Right now, I don't know why, but they're just telling me, I guess you need to hear validation. I just feel like right now you're in a perfect position. You're happy. You're content. There might be something that might be a little discouraging, but I think things are going to progress and grow. And I don't know what I'm hearing, but I'm hearing like an anniversary is coming or something to that nature. I also see something to do with transformation, which may be a change coming, maybe a move or something that you're going to, in other words, upgrade with what you're doing. I also get that the metaphysical field is also drawn to you, and then I kind of get medical field. I don't know if you do medical anything, but I'm kind of getting medical. And with whatever change you're going through, I see it coming. Ooh, that's very close. I'm hearing that whatever you're going to be going through, I hear something to do with October, which is around the corner. And I get like something more like in the middle of October or towards the end of October. So there's going to be a lot of spiritual growth, knowledge, wisdom. And then I also get to ancestry. So I don't know if you're looking your ancestry. So I'm thinking that you probably have to look at your family roots because there's going to be a lot of things you're going to discover. You're going to be blown away who you're related to or who was your ancestor. So I'm being told that you need to probably check on that because I see a lot of potential in your aura. And then I also get like a lot of spiritual knowledge and spiritual wisdom. I get like a lot of energy around you. It's like I get nothing but spiritual all around you.
Wow, that was amazing.
And
good focal point.
Did it make sense to you, like everything I told you?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it does.
Yeah,
very
and
impressive.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and honestly, even though I don't know like how you and Tessa are, but I do feel like you, for some reason, I kind of get like family relationship around here. I'm getting like y'all are very close, and I do see
that's amazing.
And that's what I'm getting from you. I get like a lot of spiritualism like all around you, and even at that, I being told that you're in the right path. And I don't know if that's what you needed to hear, but I'm being told that that's what I was told to tell you because I'm being told that you're on the right path. It's just that there's going to be some changes, but it's not going to really affect you too much. And then I'm also being told that you're planning to go visit a relative maybe in the next few weeks or months. So I see that going. um, to get some prior knowledge with that.
Wow. Yeah, my mother's coming to live with me, so that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, I see a lot of love in the room, and it feels like you're very loving, and you're like, I'm being told that you're like a homebody, and you're like a
Yeah.
very family oriented person.
Yes. Wow, that was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in. I'm so glad you did.
Me too. Hey, I know somebody that wants a reading. Can we do that for him, or does he need to call back?
Well, I mean, is he on the line with you, or is
Yes,
he like in
ma'am.
the or is he on the different line with you?
No, he's sitting right here. He could use this line.
Okay, go ahead. I can go ahead and do it. But is okay.
Oh,
So
that's so nice of you. Thank you. Hold on. Wow, this is amazing.
Hello.
hello, how can I help you?
Hello.
What is your name, by the way?
What's that, ma'am?
What is your name, by the way?
My name is Gary.
Okay, so how can I help you, Gary? Is there anything that you want me to focus on, or is there just a general question that you're just curious about?
Just the future.
Honestly, I think, for some reason, I feel like I see like there's a little bit of a bumpy road with you. I'm kind of getting like confusion, like you're having to decide what you should do. You're being told to do this, and then I'm being told that people are kind of like influencing you to like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. No, maybe you should go over here, maybe you need to move over here. But I'm being told that what you're going through, I do feel that that's going to change, and I'm being told that you have to follow your own gut feeling, that whatever you're feeling in your heart, feel what feels right in your heart, and then whatever decision you're going to make, I see success with that. But I'm being told that don't let other people influence you in your decisions, because I feel like that with you, I feel like you're very independent, but then you also like to hear feedback on people. And I'm being told with the feedback that people are telling you, there's some things that you disagree on, and then there's some things that you agree on. And with that being said, I do feel that with your own intuition and your own gut and your feeling, you know what you need to do is just taking that next step to follow through.
Hush. Sorry about that.
Yeah. And I don't know if that makes any sense with you, but that's what I'm being told.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
I had a dream about my mother last night. Almost like it was like a movie reel, but I haven't dreamed about her in years. But
Honestly,
I couldn't hear what she had to say to me.
Honestly, I mean, I know that because that's what I was going to tell you. Now that you told me that, this is what I'm being told to tell you. I'm being told that she's going to come to you again. Okay? Next time, whenever you have like any premonitions or any dreams, of whatever you want to call it, dreams or real like dreams that you're having, make sure that you have a journal next to you. And I'm being told to write the name, to write the time you had it, the day you had it, and then try to remember as much as you can, because whatever you're gonna dream about or whatever she needs to tell you, that's gonna help you with whatever you need to go with your path. If that makes any sense, like in other words, she's gonna tell you stuff, and you have to pay attention, because whatever decisions you're making, whatever she needs to tell you is gonna be the next step that you got to take in your life, in your future.
Even though I couldn't hear what she's saying?
No, I mean, this time you probably couldn't hear what she was saying, but the next time she comes through, try to tell her, Mom, can you be more, give me more clarity of what you need to tell me and how come you came to me, because I appreciate that you have came to me, but you need to be more like, have more clarity so I can understand what you're saying. And you just got to tell her that that you are very happy that she came to you, but you got to be more like, you got to try to know how to talk to her, be more like, can you give me more clarity of what is it that you needed to tell me? Because I'm being told that whatever she told you last night, that you need to listen, because she knows that there's something going on in your life, and whatever decision that you're about to make, she doesn't like it. So that's why she came through to you, because she wants you to pay attention to your surroundings and everybody around you. So there, whatever decision you're making, there's certain things that she disagrees on, and then there's certain things that she agrees on. So it's more like she's giving you that, like a mother lecture, like a mom lecture. Like she's proud of you, but she doesn't want you to make the wrong mistake.
Okay. I understand that. I'll do that. One more question is, can you see anything good in my future coming up?
Honestly, even though you're where you're at right now, I just see that you're going to move. I'm feeling like you're going to move. And for some reason, I don't know, like where you're at again, but I'm seeing like more of the, hold on. I don't know why, but I'm getting like Arizona, Las Vegas, and I'm kind of getting California. It's almost like those three little areas. And I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling like the West Coast is calling you, but you're unsure if you should move because you're like very family oriented, but you're more into like, what they're telling me is that you're more private with the family. You don't like bringing your problems with your relatives that you're living with. You're more like, you know what, I'm going to keep to myself. Whatever I'm going through, I'm going to do it alone. If that makes sense. It's almost like you don't want to tell people your problems because, they have their own things to deal with. But it's more like you're just more independent, self-independent with whatever path you're taking or whatever you're going through. But I do see that things are going to progress and things are going to get better. And I'm thinking, for some reason, I'm getting, like, there's something to do with November for you. So there must be something that's going to happen in November, but it's going to do like a 360. It's going to go from, like, the way things are going very slow for you, it's going to go, like, in a very fast pace, but you just got to pay attention because there's an opportunity that's going to come your way.
That's going to be interesting. I can't wait.
Yeah. So just make sure, I don't know if you wrote everything down. You can write that down and you can get back to me on that, when I'm on
I
again.
will.
And then we'll keep in touch, so we can go from there. And then if there's anything else you need, just give me a call and I'll be glad to help you because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you out in your path. Oh, and I was going to ask you, that's funny you say that because I saw like a marriage. I don't know how the marriage is, but I kind of get like there's a lot of. I'm kind of getting like the marriage is okay, but it could be better. Like the communication needs to be a little bit better. And I do feel like y'all need to get away from the family for a while so y'all can have your own little honeymoon and just have time for yourselves and talk to each other and talk about what makes y'all both happy.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can we do one more person? Or are you available to do one more person?
I mean, I don't mind. It don't matter.
Come here, Daddy. This is my daughter.
Hi.
Here.
Hi,
Hello.
nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you. And what's your name?
Madison.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Nervous. I'm going to leave the room. She's nervous. She just started high school, and she's 14, and she's nervous. I'm going to leave her alone.
I mean, she doesn't have to leave. If she feels uncomfortable, maybe you probably need for her. You could be in the room unless if she doesn't want you. Yeah, unless if she doesn't want you to know anything, then have her ask you. I mean, privately before I give you the reading, and then if she rather you not know anything, then and then I can, if it's really up to her. I mean, because I don't want her to feel uncomfortable or feel like nervous of anything.
Yeah,
Depending
she'll
on
leave
what.
the room so she could be by herself, but she's 14 and she just started high school.
Okay.
So,
Well, then I'll
okay,
go ahead and give her a reading.
Okay, go ahead. Sit down. You can read it. Me and Jerry will read.
Okay. Okay. So, what's your name?
Madison.
Okay. Is there anything that you want me to focus on, or you just want me to give you a reading? Because for some reason, I feel like you want to ask, but since you've never done this before, I feel like you're kind of like nervous. You're very like nervous, and you're kind of scared, so you don't know what to ask and what not to ask. Because for some reason, oh my God, I'm already getting this feeling. And I don't know if your family knows this, but this is what I'm being told with you. Oh my God, I'm getting chills all over. Okay. With you, I feel very, very in tuned. Okay, I get very psychic energy with you. I feel that you have experiences. I feel like when you go to sleep, you dream of things, but you don't understand what's going on with you. And then I also get that you, oh my God, I don't know if you're ready to hear this. I know you're young, but I'm just going to be told to tell you this, that spirits come to you. But the thing with you is that you don't know how to help them. So in other words, I kind of get like you're like almost like a medium. And I do feel that it's almost like you're a magnet. It's like you draw spirits to you. And I don't know if the family knows about this, but I'm being told that they don't know, or they have suspicion that you have gifts, but they just don't know what it is. So being that you're, going to school and stuff, you don't know how to go about it because you don't know who to trust and who to talk to, because you feel like, oh my God, this is just so weird. You don't know who to trust because you feel that you're going to be like an outcast. You're going to be called like weird. You're going to be called strange. But I'm being told to tell you, knowing that you're, going to school, what I'm being told to tell you, and I want you to know this. I want you to focus on your studies. Okay? Focus on your studies. Don't let nobody tell you that there's nothing wrong with you, because you do have a gift. And if they cannot accept who you are, then God's going to remove them from you, because they're going to have a hard time dealing with what you tell them. You're going to tell them, like, if you tell them, oh, well, this is what I see or I feel around you. And I do feel that you're going to probably scare them. So you're going to start noticing that you're not going to have, you'll have friends, but the ones that know you very well, those are the ones that are going to stay by you. But everybody else is kind of going to stay distant, because they're going to think that you're kind of like you're strange, like something's wrong with you. But there's nothing wrong with you. And then with that, I'm being told that you're talking to a guy, as a matter of fact. With him, he's kind of quiet. He's kind of shy like you. But I think if you both help each other, I think I see a lot of progress. It's just that he's got to not distract you with your studies. And that's what I'm picking up off of you. Yes. I don't know if any of this stuff makes any sense to you, but I'm being told that that's what I'm being told to tell you at this time. I don't know if there's anything else you want to ask me. You have more. You can ask me, and then I'll tell you if you want to know anything.
Okay, that's pretty much all, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Madison.
Bye, Ken.
Bye.
Hey, she done good. She hit a lot of good points, Tess.
Awesome. Yeah, Chris, I've had him on for over a year, and he's very good at what he does. So I'm glad you guys called in for sure.
Yeah, Chrissy came across it on Facebook.
Well, I'm on Facebook. If you you can send me a friend request if all of you want to send. I don't know who's in the room, but if y'all want to, you can either follow me.
Actually, it's just me and Gary. And I won't take up your time because I'm sure people are trying to call. My son and his girlfriend would love this, but I don't want to take up your time. Is there another time that they can call?
Well, I mean, if you see, because that's the thing.
They're here in the house.
But if they, I mean, if they want to, they can. If they want to, I can give them a reading. Or if they feel like they don't want to talk about stuff on the air because it's personal, then they're gonna have to contact me personally. Then, you know what I'm saying? It's like
I don't think they'd mind. Do you have time?
We're about to go to break here in about probably 10 minutes. So, but we also do have another caller on the line, so we could go to the next caller and get them through, and then come back to you guys. That way, we're not leaving the other caller hanging for too long. What's your area code? Okay, you guys are the 912. Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
just
you want to call back, or you want to...
You can hang on if you want, or you can call back in about 20 minutes. It's up to you guys.
Okay, we can do that.
We'll call back.
Awesome. I'm so glad you guys called.
This is amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good.
Thanks,
you.
Gary. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Chrissy and Madison.
No, thank you. Bye.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So our next caller has been very patient. Area code 610. Thank you so much. Did you have a question for Chris?
Yeah, it's Christopher.
Hey,
oh,
Christopher.
My God. Hi, Chris.
Long time no chat.
Yep. I've been busy.
Thanks for being so patient and such. He was very quiet.
I enjoyed the reading of that family. I can't wait to hear him after the break. Yeah. I had a lot of experiences this past week, and Tessa can attest to it. I've been telling her what's been going on. I had a lady sing to me in a foreign language, and I recognized the words.
Wow.
An angelic female voice. And the words were Resta, Boy, Mika, Familia, with the accent at the end. Majoro. And then two days later, at a family meeting, about my sister took the DNA test. And it confirmed that that our family are Marquis, from descendant of the British royals and a French queen, the wife of Edward I. And I went ahead and took the test too. I'll be getting my
yeah.
Most of it. I'll be getting my. I got my kit. I'm going to test with it next week.
Well,
so I'll find out. And after that, I had supernatural things happen outside that I couldn't explain. And then a dream about me traveling at a high rate of speed, falling off a cliff and bouncing back on the road. And the symbol of that is someone trying to get the heck out of Dodge or needing to. So it's like I know that I need to go to one of those places I mentioned to you, and it's like really, really creepy. You ever had that happen to you? Or somebody sing to you like that in a different language?
Not off the top of my head, but there is certain things that I have experienced, but I don't remember. There's a lot of things, Christopher, that I've experienced. I mean, from when I was a little, till now.
How much?
I mean, good.
Yeah. And I recognize the language. It's a dialect of Italian spoken in Monaco.
You know what? Even though I know that you were talking about that, about this language, but for some reason, I don't know why, but I kind of got, even though you were saying it in Italian or whatever language you were saying, is there something with, I can't think of the word. I want to say it starts with an A. I want to say it's like Arabian or something to do with Jerusalem. I almost felt like you were going to say something about up in the other side of the world. I don't know why. I just got that feeling, like almost like you were going to say something, but you mentioned what you said, but I kind of got like a Arabian or something to do with another country.
Monaco.
I don't know. That's probably what I picked up on, but there was something that I picked up on. I just couldn't figure out what it was because I was thinking.
Yeah, what did you say about oil? How much do we have? You put under your tongue?
I don't know. The VG clock.
Yeah, this would not surprise me because both sides of my family, I read Arabic non, which are descendants from the house of Anjou, were Israeli.
Wow. Well, then there must be something going on then.
And the house of what? It started with an A?
Yeah.
Anjou.
Okay.
They're common ancestors to the French royalty and the Queen of France and England, Edward's wife.
Oh, wow.
It goes way back. That's like the 1100s. King Bartholomew, you probably read up on this, was in Jerusalem.
Wow.
I wonder why I'm being talked to by people from the south with France connected to that far back. That's really interesting.
I guess you're probably going to find out what it is, but it's just that you're just going to do a lot more research because I do feel that you're finding out different past lives and different connections, and then you're going to realize you're going to learn a lot more than what you can bargain for. I just feel like you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be this fall. I'm going to be learning because of that test.
Wow.
Yeah, the Ancestry's DNA tests go back 10 generations.
Why are you being told that you're going to find out more? Because you're still learning. You're discovering more about yourself, from different lifetimes. And the more that you learn, the more knowledge that you get, and then that's when you start so that's when you find out more different things about stuff like that. So yeah.
I have an interesting observation, where that Nordic country I've been experiencing. In our DNA test, you have members of the family. It's Norway.
Wow.
Nasaken and also Erickson.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the current reigning bloodline that rules the country.
Well, I do hate to interrupt, but we do need to go to our first commercial break. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Hey guys, welcome back, and thanks so much for listening tonight. Tonight we have Psychic Chris Garcia on. Chris, welcome back. It's so great to have you.
It's an honor as always, Tess. You know that?
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 210799.
Oh no. I had to turn that off before it said the whole number. So area code 210 and area code 505. If you guys would like to call back, feel free to. We do have an opening now on the lines. Is that a clock or what is that in your background, Chris? The bells.
It's a new phone, girl. It sounds weird. It sounds weird because I had to because with the other phone, oh my gosh, it's it's still the 974 number, the number I give out. But I guess I didn't know about this, but they say that whenever you don't let it go all the way down, but it was kind of I guess I destroyed the other phone because eventually it was just it was just weird.
Awesome. I'm sorry about that. I was just excited because we had this caller call back. Area code 210. Who are we talking to?
Hello, it's David and Brooke. It's actually Chris's cousin.
Oh, hey.
How's it going, Chris?
Hi, cuz I just saw you today, so how can I help you?
I know. Well, as you know, we're opening up a wellness cafe.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be called Bee's Wellness Cafe. We're going to have acupuncture and Reiki, and we're going to be doing, in the future, I'm going to be learning Rolfing and doing it at the store as well. That's structural integration work.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, we're going to be doing CBD oil as well. So what I would like to know, how you could help me, is we've put in our paperwork for a brick and mortar location.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to know if we are going to actually qualify and get that location.
Is that the one that we talked about when we were there, or is this another one?
Yes. No, it's the one that we talked about.
Honestly, even though I know you didn't ask me while we were there because we were visiting you, but I personally think, of course they're going to look it up and they're going to check, I guess, your background or whatever they're going to check. But I do feel like you're going to get it. I don't see why you wouldn't. I feel like for some reason, even though you don't know when you're supposed to hear from them, but I'm getting something to do with October. I'm getting something on October, so I don't know if they give you when a deadline would be, but I'm getting probably in the beginning or towards the end of September, so it's gonna go right into October. So there's gonna be some kind of change you're gonna be going through, and I do feel like you're gonna fit in. I do feel that you're gonna fit in. I don't see why not. I do.
Right.
Even though I don't know about the merchandise, even though I'm barely learning about what y'all did, but I don't see why you wouldn't, be turned down unless if something is trying to block you from your path, then that's where I would probably have to come in and do a prayer over you to open the roads more, which I already did. I did a candle, but if I did have to do a cleansing on you and her, then I would make it to where I would have to do a spiritual to remove all that blockage if there is any. But at the present time, when I saw you and I saw her, I didn't feel like there was blockage. It's just that basically I do feel like this just the waiting game is what I get. It's you just got to wait and just be patient and pray up on it and then just ask, God to give you this opportunity and that, and then you just say that, what, if you give us this opportunity, you won't be sorry. Just pray to God and He's going to guide you into what the next step to speed it up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then you can go from there.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. And Brooke, if you can hear me in the background, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. Have a blessed night.
Yeah, have a good night.
Thank you. Good night to you. Thanks for calling in.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Tessa.
Hey, Yvonne. Aloha.
Aloha, dear. Hey, how do you get to listen to your show? I mean, you know, is there a site you go to, or you just have to use the phone?
Well, you're on the show right now.
Yeah, I know, but how do I, you know, I use my cell phone, so how do you get it to where, I mean, can you visualize it, you know, by going to a site or something?
I usually do Periscope on my phone, but I'm still trying to get that worked out where they can hear it well. So right now it's just sound, no video, but that's on Periscope.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I'd like to do what Kevin does and do a Facebook Live, but I haven't got that figured out yet either. We're still trying to work out sound for other crew members, but yeah, we're definitely going to have a video site going here hopefully this next week where you can pop in on Periscope or Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now Chris is on this evening?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Chris.
Hi, nice to see you.
Yes. So, anyway, Chris, this I don't know if you'll be able to do this, but I want to know if my paternal great-grandmother, the one that's a Filipino shaman, I don't know her name. I think her name ended with a Faranda, okay? Because my grandmother was given to a Faranda, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to know, did my paternal great-grandmother live to an old age, or did she die young?
Honestly, well, I don't know what young is, you know, what old is, because most people say if you're like 78, you're still young. Some people just, I guess, to me, my personal opinion, age to me, if you pass like over 100 or 110, now that's old, but if, you know, but to me, to other people.
Yeah.
So I think
what are you saying?
So basically what I'm feeling that if she lived that long, which I do feel that she did live long, but I just can't get like an age. I'm thinking more, if I wanted to really focus on it, I'm getting like more like, I want to say like between 85 to 90.
Okay, yeah, because my people live up, the oldest one has been up to 106, but they're usually averaging in the late 80s to early 90s.
Yeah, so I do feel that she did live to where, you know, when she was supposed to, and then God just said, you know what, it's time for you to go.
Yeah, but did she not, yeah, well, I'm sorry, Chris, for interrupting.
No, I just do feel like that she was to other people, they might think that she was old, but to me, when I'm being told that she was still young and very, she didn't look her age. That's what I'm being told, that she did not look her age at all. She looked like if she was 90, you could take maybe like 5 years off of her, so she would look like maybe 60, 70. Wow. So yeah, so she looked very young. And then also she was native too, so yeah.
Yeah, she, now, was she practicing her shamanic gifts?
I want to say when she was younger, yes, till she was like her middle age, she was doing that to do like shaman work on people. But then after a while, it was becoming too stressful because like she would get sick, and then she was picking a lot of what you call bad juju from other people. But it was like, I don't know if it was intended that they did that, but I did feel like there were certain people that had bad intentions because they know that they saw a lot of progress on her, that they tried, you know, they.
Yeah. So why did she never, I mean, did she ever attempt to go see her daughter, or was she like casted out for the family?
Honestly, I'm being told that she was casted out from the family because of her gift. They didn't understand it back then. It was more like, be quiet, don't talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, until today, I mean, my aunt, you know, doesn't know her name. But you know what I mean. But I just needed to get that sense because I felt, well, I think her journey is patterned kind of similar to mine. But I mean, I'm not cast out or anything. But I felt she was a solitary.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But I think she did help the people that that she was meant to help in her path, in her lifetime. So I did feel like she did a lot of healing, and she did a lot of scented oil. She did a lot of native stuff too, like drumming.
Yeah.
With healing, she did. She was like a medicine woman. She did like all the medicine stuff, basically.
Well, that's so funny because that's kind of like what I do. I mean, I've been teaching myself and I just seem to have a knack, in terms of herbs, spices, and things of that sort. You know what I mean? And she is kind of present to me. But do you have any sense of her name, her first name?
Really wanted to intune. For some reason, the only thing that I'm getting is because I don't know how the names were back then, but the only thing I just got like a letter M.
Yeah, N.
Not N, M, as in Monica
M.
with an M.
Monica. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. And you be good.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Aloha, Tessa. Okay, bye-bye.
Wow. You know what? It was before she called. I didn't expect my cousin because they were texting me. That's funny because I have a lot of relatives now since I've been just grown. People have been listening to me, and I've even had people that didn't they knew I did it, but I guess it's just that they have always wanted answers, even from relatives that I barely see. There's some relatives that I've helped even out of town where I've helped them, and I've even blown them away, and and I barely see them. If I go, it's like every once in a while I get to see them. So for me to know that the family is listening and I get a lot of support, I really appreciate that because it means a lot to me. So.
Yeah, definitely to have your family back you up is very important. And, a lot of people pretend like it's not, kind of as a defense, but it really is important to have your family back you up for sure. And we have people on Periscope asking, what's going on? We're doing free psychic readings tonight with Psychic Chris Garcia. And for those of you that aren't in our chat rooms and you'd like to call in, the number is 970-335-9596. And you can call on your cell phone or Skype. It's up to you, but I would definitely recommend calling in because Chris is amazing.
I appreciate that, Tess. And then, we've known each other for I don't even know how long. I even lost track. I'm serious. I've lost track. I don't know how long I've known you. Because there's a lot of people that when I ask them, when did I first meet you? And they're like, I don't remember. So there's a lot of good friendships that I've had that, sometimes I wonder, how long we've been friends. And they're just it's crazy. So
it's definitely really been over a year, but it's gone by very fast.
Oh, yes. For me, I think it's going very fast, especially when I first started in March all the way till this year. I think it's just been amazing journey with me, and it's still blossoming as I speak. So me helping people, it's gonna take me to, take me places. And I love what I do. And I do feel that no matter what my path is, where I'm supposed to be, God's going to guide me and saying, this is what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm real grateful for everything. I really am.
Me too. And I'm so grateful that we did finally get in touch playing phone tag. And we were talking on the break and we did miss a couple callers. Oh my goodness. Now the 505 number that was on here is missing. Let me see if I can find it. Because I hate that, calls go on so long that we end up missing people. So area code 505, if you can hear us, feel free to call back. And I'm still looking. I'm not finding it. Dang it. And Chrissy and Greg, if you guys want to call back in as well, we do have openings now as far as call slots. But yeah, I was kind of wondering, Chris, and I did ask you when it first came to pass that I got fired for having a certain person on my after party, and decided to start my own radio network. Could you give me a quick reading as far as how you feel things will go here and our success?
Honestly, I think with what happened, without saying any people's names or what the networks or whatever, the only thing I see is that I personally don't feel that you made the mistake, but I do feel with that, I do feel that that person was intimidated by that person that you invited, and I do feel that with what happened, it was just for you to. Oh my God, this is so weird. This is what I'm hearing. That when that happened, a door was closing and another door was opening. So in other words, one door closed, and then another door opened for you. So in other words, it's to be continued, but with your own network, your own radio show, everything, and I do see that when they closed that door, it left everything behind, but there's a lot of growth and there's going to be a lot more to come. And I do see that even though, you're starting off and you're getting all the pieces together, I do see that it's going to grow. And with the other thing and I'm going to say this, I really don't care. I do feel that with the other people that were listening on that show, they're going to lose a lot of people and they're not going to know why. And I do see them that, yeah, they're well known and stuff like that, but I think they're going to go down because I, do feel that you brought up, a lot of people that were listening and a lot of people that were following. So I do feel that you attracted like a crowd. And I do feel that with the people that are listening to this show were a lot of people that were listening to the other show. And I do feel a lot of people are very upset because of the fact that it happened. But, it happens, and I do feel that there's going to be a lot of growth with you and you're just going to go, you're going to grow. And then with this, I do feel that with, the network and stuff, I do feel that since you have your own network, it's going to give you time to do other things, to maybe even go to Paracons and maybe even conventions. So I do feel that you're going to be passing the word either through the word of mouth people. And I see business cards with this. So it's going to either business cards, T-shirts, whatever works. And I do feel that it's going to grow and you're just going to blossom.
I have a good feeling about it too, and I was excited the other day because I discovered that you can even do Spreaker on your cell phone, and I'm going to Arkansas, then Tennessee, then New Orleans within 1 week to do an investigation down there for Chad and Alta Dillon, who have written the book or Abducted in the French Quarter. So we're going to go down there and investigate, and so I'm super excited, and I'm like, wow, I can bring my cell phone with me and actually do that during my show instead of doing a replay or something, which I hate to do, but when you have to fill time, you have to fill time. So I'm hoping to be able to do a live investigation those 2 nights, or perhaps have Chad and Alta on that week, or perhaps the week previous to us going. But I get to meet Alyssa and Caden and Carmen called in earlier, and the reading was amazing. It was totally right on, as usual.
Yeah. You know what was so weird, even though that, I don't know, I know that their daughter was kind of nervous, but I can feel that even though she didn't say anything, I feel like she did not want them in there, and I don't know if they heard her or maybe they heard part of it, but I do feel that if they did, now they know that she's gifted, and I do feel that they're going to work with her, and I think she's just going to have to adjust with her gift. And I think being with society and being, like what you said earlier, being an outcast, I feel like she feels like she's going to be, that she feels like an outcast, but I feel like she's going to lose a lot of friends, but she's going to gain a lot of honest and truthful friends. So it's, like I said, one door closes and another door opens. So, yeah.
And that generally happens, and for a lot of people it's hard when that door closes, but I just look for another opportunity. And I'm super excited for the future. And we finished our first week for We Are Paradox Media this last week, and it went really well. We had a few sound issues, so on and so forth, and we didn't have a show on Tuesday, so we did a replay, but every day besides that was full with shows, and so it's been a really good start to things, and I'm super excited for the future and where we're going, the direction we're going. And we have Kevin. And I do. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You have Kevin? Go ahead. Say it.
Kevin Ian Beagle, and his show is called On the Other Hand. He does Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then we have Sleepy Dave Davenport. The Future Was Yesterday, and his show is on Mondays and Fridays. So it's been amazing.
Yep. Yep. Now that you mention all that, what I was thinking? I might just ask my cousin, because, the one that just called in, because they're doing that oil, and I'm pretty sure they're still listening. I didn't know anything about it, but it's actually good, because there's a lot of stuff that it does. It helps for anxiety, for anxious, nauseation, depression. There were some things that I saw that it helps. It prevents a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of people that go with depression, anxious, nervousness, and it really does help. And they got different merchandise, and I might even talk to them and say, you know what, if you want to promote your product, do you want to talk to some of my friends, and maybe you can promote your product on the air? Now, I don't know if that's even possible, but I don't know. It's just a thought. Now, if they don't want to do it on the air, because, you don't know who's listening, then you don't have to do it. But it's just an idea, because it's something that, I do feel like they need to promote themselves. I know they're promoting themselves already, but I think the more promotion, the more exposure it gets, the better their product will be. And anything, even with me, the more I get out there, the more I help, the more people that know about me, and that's just the way it works. That's in any business. So now, I don't know if you disagree with that, Tess, if how you do different shows, and I might just ask our friends of mine and see if they're willing to have different people on the air, because I have one person, but I want to see if they will give permission to promote products, because it's still metaphysical. It's not, but I don't know. It's just something that something told me to bring that up, and that's something to think about.
Yeah, we definitely have room open for ads, and that's why right now we're playing music during commercial breaks, is because we don't have any people who want commercials or sponsors or whatnot at this point, but we're just 4 days over a month working on this so far, so everything will come together, but definitely have those people contact me, and we'll try to get some commercials and such out for them, and that'd be awesome.
But if you put commercials, would they be talking, or would you advertise it, depending on if it's, for example, my cousin and his girlfriend? How would that work? Would they hear their voice, or would you say this is so and so? How does that work? Because I don't know how you do the promotion commercials. How do you do it? How does that work?
So that would just depend on what they would like to do, as far as would they like to have their voice on there for a commercial, or would they want one of us to do it? And we would talk about that in message. But we do have another caller that called in, and we have area code 330. Who are we talking to?
This is Mooney, first time listener, long time caller.
Hey, Mooney. Good to hear your voice.
How you doing tonight, Tessa?
Good. How are you?
Oh, just lovely. And I'm so glad to be on the show. I missed the first hour, and I do feel badly about that, because you guys sound like you're doing at it pretty good. And hey, Chris, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I actually am enjoying myself. I'm actually being very content, like always, and I'm feeling good tonight, so I can't ask for anything better.
Sweet. You sound good. Good show so far.
I appreciate it. And how can I help you tonight?
Hey, I was hoping to get a general reading for me for this fall. I've had a lot of things going on this summer, and I don't know how they're going to play out. I've been waiting on a lot of stuff, and I'm hoping.
Honestly, with whatever you're going through, I do see there's going to be a lot of changes. And like you said, your phone's been ringing like crazy, but I do see that there's going to be opportunities coming. People are going to hear about whatever you're doing. They want to, I feel like they're going to help you with your products and stuff. So I see there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming in the fall. And if anything, wow, I'm thinking, like, I'm feeling more like in October. So I'm thinking, like maybe the 25th, the 24th, somewhere around there, you're going to get some big opportunity, and it's going to be, it's going to grow. And I see a lot of opportunities, things that are going to come. Your phone's going to be ringing. People are going to hear about, whatever you're doing, like whatever you want to advertise. I see a lot of growth in that. And I'm even seeing like flyers with that. So there might be a possibility that it's going to be by the word of mouth of whatever you're looking for, whatever you're seeking. God's hearing your prayers, and I do feel like your prayers are going to be answered. And I do feel like with all that being said, you're going to start noticing a big change in October. So be very aware of that and have your phone next to you, because you're going to be getting a lot of sponsors and people wanting to call you and ask you all these questions. So you're going to be tested in like how you're going to answer them, and then what stuff you're going to provide for whatever merchandise you're doing.
Okay, well, great. I've been keeping a good attitude. I don't know, things have, been a lot of pain, and a lot of things have not been going my way this summer, and but I've been patient, and I've kept a good attitude pretty much all through the summer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a good fall. So thank you, Chris, and Tessa, thank you, Joe.
Welcome.
And I know this is a big for both of you, Chris. I know you've been working at it, and things seem to be coming together for you. And Tessa, I know launching this new network was a big undertaking for you, and I wish you the best on that, dude. You know that.
I surely do, and I thank you so much for all of your advice and keeping in touch with me, and just supporting us is really important, and I really appreciate you.
Well, I hope the best for both of you, and I pray for both of you, especially when you're on the road, Chris.
I know. And, it's funny you say that, because people have told me this since last year. People told me, because I haven't done traveling, but I want to travel. And I do feel like I've always told people that with me doing shows, I'm still going to be doing shows for, for radio, like for Tessa, and, whenever they want me back on or whatever. But I do feel that with that being said, I feel like it's preparing me for other things along with being on the radio. So I'm thinking that maybe probably by next year, I'll probably end up traveling and speaking in front of, maybe starting off with maybe 100, maybe 500 people, 1,000 people. And maybe I can give them some guidance, and might even be doing readings in front of 1,000 people. So you never know if that ever came out to be where I would be like in an auditorium, it would be a big opportunity for me, because it's something that I've always dreamed about, no matter if it's, doing that, or maybe a producer from a TV show say, hey, you know what, we want you to make a TV show of, whatever you want to do. So whatever opportunity comes, with what you said, I feel I'm going to be traveling, and before you know it, I'm hardly even going to probably even be here. I mean, right now I haven't traveled, but I'm pretty sure with whatever this year ends with, going to next year, I think there's going to be a lot of, it's going to be busy. I do feel like my phone's going to be ringing even more than before. So I appreciate that, because you just validated a lot of things that people have told me.
Well, here's one thing I can validate for you, Chris. You with your talents and your gifts, you are a showman at heart, and you're dying to spread your wings and fly. So when that opportunity comes, I know you're going to go for it, and you're going to be successful. So God bless you.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. Thank you for that inspiration, because when I hear that validation, it gives me more encouraging that I'm on the right path, that nothing or anything will stop me. Because I do feel that there's probably some people trying to block me, but God is always protecting me. And my grandmother's on the other side helping me with my journey. Of course, the Lord, with Himself too. I do feel like everybody has a little part of my journey. And I do feel that with what you said, I feel like the opportunities are going to be coming in. I just got to be ready. That's basically the best way to put it. I'm going to have to be ready. And with that being said, I think Tesla is going to have a lot of opportunities. So when these opportunities come, we're probably going to be like tearful and maybe happy, with a little bit of, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me. But I do feel that we're going to grow from, all these opportunities. So I appreciate that.
Well, you guys have a great night and great finish to the show. God bless and have a good night, dear.
Yeah,
thanks, Mooney. Hope to see you at the after party.
Oh, yeah.
Bye-bye. I love Mooney. He's such an awesome energy.
It's crazy what he said, because people have told me that even last year. They told me, I see you traveling. I see you either doing conventions or doing a TV show of your own. But it's just, I don't know. It's amazing how, I can't even describe it. It's very touching that people have told me that I'm going to make it big. And even my mom's told me, other people have told me that, that we're like friends, even family members that they see that they didn't think I could do this stuff, and now they're very supportive. So I'm real thankful for a lot of supporters, a lot of people that are inspiring me and not to give up and keep going. And it's speechless, because you never know what's on the other side of the tunnel, and whatever is on the other side of the tunnel, you don't know what God has in store for you, because God has a plan for everybody.
He truly does, and as well as the supporters, I know when I went into boot camp, I'm telling my friends and my soon-to-be ex that I'm going into the Marine Corps, and so many people were like, are you sure you can do it? I don't think you can do it. And so as I'm running my first run to qualify to be there, just hearing them tell me that I couldn't do it actually pushed me to do it. So I also appreciate the haters. They really make me work even harder for what I want and what I know I can do.
Yeah, yep, and that's very well said. And some even, it's so weird that you say that, because my mom told me this, and it was so weird because I actually got confirmation that sometimes, I don't know if you've heard this, Tess, but sometimes your enemies promote you. Your enemies promote you. And they promote you by however they do it. So in other words, God uses people that are against you sometimes, and it's just weird. I can't even explain it, because I've been told by my mom, and then I even said it too. I said, I know people, that if they dislike you, they don't see it, but He uses them in a way where He uses them to promote you, and they don't even know they're doing it. And then when they promote you, then whatever they were supposed to do, they promote you, and then they go on with their life, and there's your promotion, So there's different ways of how God works, and God works in mysterious ways, and there's no other way to say it.
Yeah, and I've heard a bit of down talking and such, and people are worried about it, but it doesn't worry me, because any publicity is good publicity, and so if somebody wants to talk about me, go for it, But, I really have the purest intentions, and I love what I do, and I just want to, help people, like through your gifts and through others' gifts, and the paranormal, as far as educating people on all these different things that are out there. It's very important, and that's one of the things I love about paranormal radio is education. There are no experts in this field, so it's very important to be able to give people different information and let them make their own diagnosis or whatnot from there.
Mm-hmm. and that's very well said, because it's really amazing how things work, and I mean, if I had the chance to change anything about my life, I wouldn't. I enjoy what I do, and I give it all my best, and I think that's why I've been blessed with all these opportunities and whatever else is to come, because I see that even though I can't read myself, but I know there's a lot more that I can't see, and God has a big picture for me, even though it's not like saying He's going to put it in front of me and say, okay, Chris, this is what this radio is doing for you. This is what I have for you. He's not going to tell me. I have to just go along with the journey, discover it for myself, or somebody else will tell me, well, this is what God is giving me a little insight for you. So sometimes I've been even told people see big things for me, but like I said, there's only certain things that I can see when it comes to certain stuff. For me, there's certain little glimpses I see, but I don't see everything. It has to be told by somebody else what they see from me.
That is so funny, because it's so easy for me to give other people advice, but to take my own is pretty difficult. But I've learned to put down the walls, because a lot of times you think, okay, I'm just saying this to myself because I want the best outcome, and I'm not sure if I can trust this advice, but we are looking for our best outcome, so always listen to your gut and keep going that direction. And again, you guys, I'm going to let you know the number if you'd like to call in for a free reading, 970-335-9596, if you would like to call in for your free reading. And I'll say it again, 970-335-9596. Feel free to call in and get your reading, because it's very epic. Indeed.
Wow. It's amazing. It's amazing. As we're talking about all this, I can honestly tell you I got chills all over, and I don't know why, but I'm just getting chills all over. So I think there's probably something that I probably don't know, and something's probably coming. Whatever it is, it's got to be good, because I'm getting chills. So I think with what that last caller said, for me and you, Tess, I think there's a lot to come that we don't even know, and so just all I got to tell you, Tess, is, I support you with your journey, and I'm very proud of you, and there's a lot for you. There's going to be a lot for you, and I do feel that, whatever that other door closed, this door opening, you might not see it as big, because you're thinking, well, is this the right choice I'm doing, this and that, but that's the thing, is that it questions your insanity, but then you don't give up, and just don't give up on what you believe and what you have the potential. Because if you're meant to do this, you don't give up, no matter what anybody tells you. You strive for the best, and don't limit yourself. And that's the best advice I can give you. And I know I'm being told to take my own advice, because that's that's what I'm being told. So with that, me telling you, it's almost like saying, okay, well, you told her that. Now it's for you not to limit yourself, even though you can't read yourself. But yeah.
Definitely listen to yourself. We do have a caller from area code 912. Who are we talking to?
Kristen.
Hey, Kristen, how are you?
I'm good.
So great to hear from you. Did you have a question for Chris?
Yeah, hey, this is Chrissy, and I called before, and I recommended Chris to somebody else. So this is Kristen. This is a friend of mine, and recommended you guys. So she just called off of this phone and just wanted a reading.
Awesome.
Okay, Kristen, take it over. What would you like to know?
What's my future?
Okay. Is there anything that you want me to focus on besides what I'm about to tell you? Is there anything in particular?
Romance.
Okay.
Divorce.
Okay, well. Okay, well, right now, even though, thank you for the advertising. I can't pronounce you say Christine. That's what your name is? Or
Kristen.
Yeah, I don't want to say your name wrong. That's why I didn't want to say it wrong. What I'm about to say is that I do see there's going to be a lot of growth with you. There might be some things that are going to try to stop you, but don't let it stop you. And then with that, I'm seeing like marriage. So I don't know if there's something about marriage going on, but
Yeah,
I do see
I'm
that
going
there's.
through a divorce.
But then there must be something going on with that because I'm seeing like another. Oh wow,
A
that's
what?
weird. I get like, even though you're saying that you're going through a divorce, I almost got like a proposal. So there's probably somebody else that's already interested in you, even though you're getting divorced. But I'm saying that probably whoever this other person is, that you're gonna probably run into them until next year. Once you get situated with the divorce and all that stuff, I do feel that this other man's gonna come in your life, and he might be like a friend, but he's really interested in you. He's been watching you. He's got his eye on you, but he just didn't want. But he didn't want to come up to you because he knew that you were married. So I guess hearing through the grapevine that whenever you get divorced, he's gonna come into your life, and then he's gonna tell you, well, you know what, I had a crush on you. I didn't want to go up to you because you were married. I respect you, but I'm just wanting you to know that I'm interested in you, and do you mind going on a date? So in other words, he's gonna ask you on a date when this happens.
You don't see any bad things, do you?
Honestly, at this point in time, not really. I don't see anything bad for you. The only thing I do see with that divorce, I see a lot of, and this is what I'm being told to tell you. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you how they're going to tell me. I see a lot of bittering, a lot of fighting, and I do feel like y'all going to be fighting for like what's yours and what his, and what's not. So I'm being told to keep your focus on what's important to you, and see if y'all can come into a conclusion, or try to be like try to communicate with what's going to be his, what's going to be yours. Because if not, I see with this divorce, if you don't come into a conclusion with each other, I see this going to court. So in order to avoid that, you both have to compromise with each other what you want and what he does, and whatever you have he cannot touch, and whatever he's got you can't touch. So you both got to come into a compromise and say, you know what, I don't want to take this to court. This is what I want. This is what you want. Now, we cannot come into an agreement. Then I do see a court date with this. And I want to say, if y'all don't have an agreement, I want to say that this court date is going to be sooner than you think. Is what I'm being told. And if anything, if y'all can't come into an agreement, I want to say that this court thing is going to be probably by the end of this month, if you cannot come into an agreement with each other.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about a job?
Well, with the job, I see that that you're going to probably get a job like in the fall time. So that's going to be like in October.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome, and you have a lovely night.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you, Kristen, for referring other people to me. I appreciate it. I didn't want to say her name wrong. That's why I was like...
Well, there's a Kristen and a Chrissy. Chrissy's my sister-in-law. Chrissy, are you still there? Oh, not hearing anybody. I thought they said they had a couple people over there that wanted a reading, but it's all good.
Yeah, I know. I guess I don't know if they're still listening, but they probably are. So, and they said they don't want to call in and they want to talk to me privately. Then it's okay. It don't matter.
So when people do call you from the show, do you give them like a discount on your services? How does that work for somebody that's afraid to call in during the show because they don't want their dirty laundry aired out there, basically? How can they contact you and get a hold of you personally? And what are they looking at as far as financial?
Well, see, that's the thing with the readings. When they contact me, they just got to tell me like where they heard me on, and then with the when they contact me personally. Right now, I don't have a discount. The only, reading the price that I have is actually 45, which is as low as I can make it. I mean, I can go higher, but I'm just, compromising with people. So I make the price reasonable, for people. So I don't want to go any higher. I mean, I've been told by other people that I should go higher, but I'm just, saving that money for, for my T-shirts and catching up and stuff like that and advertisement. So I'm using that money to promote, my business and stuff. So, as far as like a discount, like anything lower than that, I mean, I can come, with some discount, but it's not too much of a discount. It's more the lowest I'll go if, would be like it's 30, but I really prefer not to because that's not fair to me and it's not fair to them because it's just because I use too much energy that I don't feel like it's fair to me. So I try to make things reasonable, but sometimes I've had in the past that I've had to sacrifice sometimes, but it's whatever God tells me to do is what I do. And that's the best, answer that I can give you, when they contact me. Now, if they want to contact me for a personal reading, then they can contact me at 210-974-3470. Again, 210-974-3470, or they can find me on Facebook, Chris Psychic Garcia, or they can even email me at garcia187bluelove@gmail.com.
Sweet. Well, we have a few minutes before we go to our break. And I know last time we talked, you had actually contacted me early and you're like, I'm not sure if this is going to work out, if I'll have service or whatnot. But it seemed like it was a pretty epic spiritual, aka paranormal evening. You were hearing people walking around in different voices, so on and so forth. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience there, where you were, and what exactly happened that evening?
I think after we were done with the show, I want to say that there was a lot of activity. There was spirits wanting to talk to me after the show. That's one thing I couldn't believe that after I was done, I'm going to tell you, Tessa, they did not let me sleep. I could not sleep for some reason. I don't know what it was. It just didn't let me sleep. So I was up almost all night. So when I came back home, I got comfortable, took a shower, and I went to bed. And I slept through the whole day because I didn't sleep very good afterwards because they just did not let me sleep. And now, as far as what I experienced a lot of native ancestors from, I guess, people that probably died in that area. I saw a lot of children coming towards me. There was a lot of just animal spirits too. So it was just, everything was just all in one when I did that show. It was amazing though, but it was very intense and it was something that was different because I'm always like doing the shows in my room, but I guess that time it was meant for me to be out in the middle of nowhere and knowing that there was a lot of spirits wanting to talk to me, and they did. And boy, they didn't let me sleep the entire night. So, I was exhausted.
Well, it's very draining in the first place, but for that to happen, how do you control that when spirits try to encumber into your personal space? Like, is there a way that you tell them, hey, you can't be here at this time, come back at a certain other time? Or what exactly do you do?
I usually just, I let some ground rules and I tell them, can you talk to me later? Because I need to get some rest. You need to let me sleep in order for me to help you or others. So can you please respect my space and talk to me another day? And, and I just tell them, I'm not trying to tell you to go away, but I do need some rest. So if it's really important, then I'll help you. But if it's something that's not like urgent, then come to me the next day. And that's how I usually talk to them. I send some ground rules and I tell them, don't invade my space because I do need time for myself because I'm exhausted. And so I have to like tell them in a way to where they'll understand me. And most of the times they'll leave me alone. But for some reason that night, they were just being consistent. And then like after a while, they left me alone and then they just let me go to bed. So, but that was just very strange that was the first time that I've had experience where they were just so persistent that they didn't leave me alone. But after I guess they got the hint that, I was tired and they knew that I couldn't answer them because I was dozing off, then after that I just went to bed. So, yep.
Well, I'm glad you finally got some rest that night.
I know, because they kept me up all night. And then even with that last call that I had with that girl from California, I still talk to her. She says that she has been experiencing a lot of weird stuff. She hasn't been feeling very well. So I'm thinking that whatever she had in that house was kind of like affecting her health. And I referred her to somebody else, but I haven't heard from her, so I don't know if what's going on. But the last time I talked to her, she said that she was just getting sick and she didn't feel good, and she's been just sleeping and just so exhausted. And she said she actually felt that everything I said was legit, and she told me, she was, man, this is just bad. She will take this, whatever's in this house, just, it got me sick. So that's what she told me. So. And I don't know if she still has me on Facebook, but I just send her blessings because I know that it's tough.
Well, we do have a caller from area code 206. Who are we talking to?
Hey guys, it's Nikki.
Hey Nikki. I hate to interrupt, but we do have to go to our second commercial break. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Hey guys, welcome back, and thanks so much for listening tonight. Tonight we are joined by Psychic Chris Garcia. Chris, welcome back. Thanks so much for being on the show again tonight.
Thanks, Tessa, as always.
And we have Miss Nikki on the line. Hey Nikki, how's it going?
Hi, doing pretty good right now. It's been a rough week. Psychic stuff has really kept me on my toes.
Yeah.
Have you noticed, because my sister and I have noticed, we're kind of in a comatose stage where we just want to sleep for like a month or whatever. Have you been dealing with that? Does it have anything to do with the solar flares and such, or I don't know?
I'm pretty sensitive to that stuff, so I get some of that when it gets very intense. It hasn't been, that part of it hasn't been intense for me, or either that or I haven't noticed it, because Spirit has been really intense this week. I've been on my toes. It got pretty severe over the last few days, and my body just wouldn't shut down because of it. I did what Chris had done, where he stayed awake for a while. I couldn't get my brain to shut down, and my body was exhausted, but I could not get my brain to shut. I was like, I'm wide awake. Let's go. Let's do it. And I'm like, no, you need to sleep. After so many days of Spirit just giving me information after information after information, and I'm like, okay, guys, I did what you did, Chris, where I was like, I've had enough. You're going to have to hit me up after I've had some sleep. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm on overload. Leave me be.
I know.
Good day. I said good day.
You know, and it's funny you mentioned that too. Yeah, because I'm going to tell you what's so weird, because with me, you know, with what Tessa asked you, to me, I mean, I'm very sensitive, you know, to a lot of different things, but I guess like the way like you have, I guess I haven't really paid attention to the solar flares, because I didn't even know there were solar flares. I guess it's because I'm so into helping people that I'm not paying attention to anything on the outside, which I should be. But even though I'm sensitive, I haven't experienced anything of like sleeping a lot. The only thing I did sleep was like yesterday. It's funny you mentioned that, because when I had this premonition, before I had this premonition, I'm going to tell you a little something. My back was so irritating. I kept tossing and turning, and I couldn't get comfortable. And then it's so weird, because I don't know if this signifies with the solar flares, but I didn't go to bed till like 6 a.m.
Oh,
and I
that's
didn't
not
wake
like
up.
you.
And it's weird, because this happened before I had that premonition, the one that I discussed. I couldn't sleep. I was like, what is keeping me awake? And then like I kept trying to get comfortable, and like my back hurt. I turned this way, I turned sideways. I mean, because usually when I sleep on my back, I don't have a hard time sleeping. If I sleep on my side with a pillow behind me, I can sleep. But that night I was so irritated. I couldn't believe it, because I was thinking, what in the world is bothering me that's not letting me sleep? And then I said to myself, I said, it's either a spirit or there's a big message that when I do go to sleep, they're going to tell me something, and they want to make sure that I stay awake. Well, that didn't work very well, because when I woke up like, oh, really? You're going to show me this crap? I was like, oh, no, you did not just do that. So when I woke up, you should have seen it. When I woke up, I was so irritated, because I was thinking to myself, first, I couldn't sleep. Then when I woke up, I was thinking, what is this premonition about being, you know what, which I'm not going to talk about. But yeah, it got me kind of like confused. Like, why are you coming after me? What did I do? And then I said to myself, I said, is it because I'm saying too much? Or this is somebody that's going to have a reading. I'm about to read them, and then this is going to happen to them. And I said, oh, whoever this is, I pray for them. I said, if it's not for me, if it's not for them, I just pray over them, because I just said to myself, I would never want to experience that, because when that happens, some people just don't live to tell, you know.
Yeah, I don't think it's for you. I think it's for somebody else.
I hope to God that, I mean, I'm not saying that I don't want it happening to me, but if it happens to me, I would be terrified, because I know that if it happened to me, I guarantee for you and Tessa, I'm going to tell you right now, if anything ever happened to me, I guarantee you both will see me. You both will see me, and you'll be like, oh my God, really, Chris? You're on the other side? Yes. And I would be bugging you like, yes, help me, because I can't do this. I don't know what to do. You know what? I would drive you both nuts. It almost reminds me of somebody else, which I'm not going to say his name on the air because he was a very good friend of mine. But I think I would be like him. I would be so very high on that level. I would be like trying to get a point to you and say, listen to what I'm saying with my fingers.
Uh-huh.
Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
This is what my friend did that passed in January. This is exactly what he did because he was on a very high level. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
And remember what I told you, you know what I told you, Nikki? Do you remember what I told you? And I didn't tell Tessa this. Remember what I told you when, wait, you know what? I did tell, you know what? I take it back. I did tell Tessa because we were on the air. And that's when people were saying, oh, don't talk about it. Remember that day when I told you, Nikki, when I saw that guy that looked like, you know who?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, this guy is strong. I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. You're in the flesh.
Oh no, did I lose you guys?
So, yeah,
There
so
you
I
are.
was like freaking out.
Yeah, I've got thunder and lightning behind me going all around. So we've got a horrible rainstorm going on here.
Yeah, we had that today too.
Anyway.
Very nice. I love the rain.
Yeah, but to see what it freaked me out though, when I experienced that, I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe. Yeah, so if I do that, just imagine. I mean, if he could do that, just imagine me knowing that I'm very in tune. So think about it. I probably wouldn't let y'all be like, Chris, let me sleep. I'm going to be like, no, I'm going to get my point across.
You got to stay awake for this.
Do it in dreams, honey. Do it in dreams.
Yeah,
So
because
Nikki,
I know.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask Nikki,
Me?
did you have a question for Chris?
Yes, my dear, I do. I was hoping for an overall reading because I know there's stuff that I'm missing from this past week because Spirit was so intense. And it was, quite a bit of it was relating to the Whidbey Island incident that was going on up there regarding, well, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, military stuff. I've got teammates who were up there and who were witnessing things, and so I got really bogged down with a lot of that information, and I know that there were messages that I was supposed to hear that were for me. I've missed them. I can't retrieve them. So I'm hoping for an overall reading.
Well, for me, I do feel like you're going to experience a lot of different things besides, what you can't discuss. But I do feel that you're psychically in tune. So you're probably going to have to be paying attention to things. And I'm being told that you're going to get messages through music, like certain song phrases. So pay attention to that.
More song phrases, okay.
Yeah, so you're going to get a lot of information. You're going to get a lot of validation. So you're going to get a lot of different stuff that you need to pay attention to, because I think the other side's got a lot of work on you, Nikki. So you got to be paying attention, because I'm being told that the Spirit's going to be bothering you this month going into the fall. So just be very aware that the veil is very thin. So just be aware that they will be talking to you. So.
Yeah, I've had, I saw a shadow here last night that kind of upset me. That's what I'm going to read down. Okay. So, yeah, I know that they're around, but the shadow figure, I could not honestly tell psychically if it was a shadow person, which this is unusual for me. It could have been just that I was just too exhausted. But I couldn't tell if it was a shadow person or if it was a deceased spirit person. I knew that it wasn't evil, because not all shadow beings are evil. But I went and measured it, and it was 6'8" tall, because I could see it. It walked by my front door, and I pinpointed where it was from the distance from where I was at. So yeah, I know they're around.
Yeah, and I'm being told that.
Been,
yeah, and I'm being told that you're probably going to have a unexpected visit from a shaman. So be expecting that too, because I think he's going to be doing some healing work on you, is what I'm hearing.
A shaman. Do you know which one?
Someone that was very strong in life. I can't figure out who it is, but I'm getting it's going to be. Hold on. I want to say like I'm getting between, for some reason I got like female, but then I also probably got female, so it might be male and female. So you're probably gonna have two people doing some energy work on you in the spiritual world. So be very aware of that, because they're gonna be they're gonna do some work on you, but they're gonna be your guides afterwards. So you're gonna be doing a lot of. So you're gonna be talking to them.
Is it? I've got a specific question regarding that, but I don't want to say the name. Is it somebody from the book that I just bought?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I picked up the book, there's a little story to that book. I was at a bookstore, a discount bookstore, and I'm looking at things regarding Sasquatch in one aisle, and I wasn't paying attention to anything behind me, although I knew nobody was around for at least a good 12 to 15 minutes in that aisle. And this book there's a sound behind me that happens, and I'm like, what the heck? And I turn around, and this book, this very large hardbound book, falls open. And I'm like looking at it, because the pages are still falling open as I'm turning around. And I go to pick it up, and albeit if it isn't a subject matter that a friend of mine who has passed told me about years and years and years ago. Very well known, as you said, Chris, shaman. And my friend had studied under this person, and I remember thinking at the time when they were telling me about this all those years ago, that wow, I would love to find information on this person, and I never
be someone that you're going to be working
found
with,
it. And
so.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because they worked under this person, but long before this person died.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now my friend has passed, and I'm like, okay, there are coincidences, and then there are spirit things.
You know what I was going to tell you too? Well, along with that book, and I don't know if that book has anything to do with this, but I don't know if there's another book you're going to get, or maybe that book you have, but I'm being told that there's going to be something that you're going to learn about shape-shifting with Native Americans. So pay attention to that too.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you might have to get...
That's interesting.
You might have to get in touch with your animal totem, is what I'm being told to tell you. And it's going to be a Native American totem. There you go. Yeah. Yep.
And I know who that's from. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
I have been drawn to certain areas of the United States recently, and I couldn't 100% figure out why. I had a huge percentage of an idea why, but it was only suspect as of right now. It isn't, and you just confirmed it, so.
Yeah, and then there's something with South. You know what I was going to tell you? Why do I keep hearing South Dakota for you? Is that part of Native? Is that something to do with the Indian reservation that you're drawn to? Because I'm being told that you're not. Yeah, I mean you're drawn to certain places, but for some reason you've been drawn to South Dakota or North Dakota, one of them, but you just didn't know why. And I'm being told that the reason why you were drawn to it is because a lot of your Native ancestors are trying to remind you that you do have Indian blood in you. So they're telling me to tell you, don't forget about us, Nikki. Don't forget about us.
Interesting. Yeah, my friend and I figured out that we were Native American many, many, many lifetimes ago, and we were buddies. We were both warriors, and we both have some very interesting stories to tell. And very scary ones, too. Interesting, really cool ones, and some real scary ones as well. So, yeah, okay. So I'm assuming that's past life stuff. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Chris.
You're very welcome.
That's a lot of information. Thank you. Wow.
Yep, and we're
Am I cutting in and out
there for a
again?
little bit because oh my God, I know I got to do a lot of stuff tomorrow. I said I'll probably be in the after party for a little while because there's a lot of stuff I got to do tomorrow, but I'll discuss that later on because I have something to do tomorrow, so I'm going to be really busy tomorrow. Oh God, I'm actually looking forward to it because there's a lot of people that have been asking me locally that, they want me to do, like I had a friend that wanted me to do, because I'm already done it. I already had people asking me, what is new with you? And I've told a lot of people that I'm making spray bottles, but that's only for local, but I'm going to see if I can start doing it like global wise, because what I'm doing is making these big spray bottles, and I'm putting like all this like ingredients like oils, waters, floor washes, and whatever the person needs, I fix them for them. And they're only $5 each, and that's the newest thing that I'm doing for a lot of people here locally. But I intend to do them like if I can do it global, but I have to figure out how, because I'm afraid that if I do them global, that when I put them in a container, that they don't leak, because you know how the mail is. So that's the newest thing that I will be doing. So that's going to be something that I've been looking into. And then what else? I've been asked by doing, a lot of people have been wanting me to do like house blessings. So that's another thing people have been asking me, if I do house blessings. I've been invited to different people's houses, so it's kind of, yeah. So I'm going to be very busy.
Busy
like
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
I see, but that's the thing. I think when I do these house blessings, and if I decide to do them, I'm going to be very busy. I'm going to be like so drained that I'm going to have to really protect myself, because you never know when you go into somebody else's house not to bring anything back. And I'm just going to pray to God that God's going to give me that strength, because I sure don't want to bring anything back. I don't. And that's why I'm like, right now, people have invited me to their house, but I'm being like very hesitant because I don't feel like I'm ready yet. I mean, I know I'm psychically ready, but mentally, I don't know. I just feel like I need certain stuff to prepare for me to be doing that stuff, because I think once I start doing house blessings, it takes a lot of energy, and it's more in debt when you do those kind of things. You got to be very careful. So, yeah.
I have a question for you, Chris, and this is about you.
Okay.
Do you or have you ever called on your ancient family to help protect you?
Like, what do you mean? Like from like my grandmother, or this goes further deeper? Like, what do you mean?
No, we're talking beyond generation after generation. We're talking the ancients.
Honestly, I haven't tried that. No, I haven't tried it. No.
You might want to. If you're going into homes, ask your grandmother about it. See if what she says.
Mm-hmm.
If that might be something for you, like you and I had talked about a long time ago about
mm-hmm.
A major problem house. I can't remember the whole situation, but it had to do with a priest and all of that. And
yes, I remember
protection.
You told me that. Yes,
okay.
I remember.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. If you ever go into a situation like that, ask your grandmother and your guides and see what their take on it is for you for your protection. Because if you ask your ancients, and that's how they're classified as ancients. You will have protection like you've never had before. It's incredibly powerful.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I'll keep it with. Yeah, I'll just look more into it. We can talk more on the after party about that, and then you can give me some like different things that I can look up and see what my grandma tells me, because my grandma is the one that does a lot of protection for me. So I'm thinking that since I'm pretty sure she knows that there's a lot of people wanting me to do like house cleansings and psychic walkthroughs of their house and stuff like that, then I'm probably going to have to ask her, I mean, do I still go to you for that? Or you're going to bring my ancient ancestors from the way past, like how do I go about it? I'm probably going to ask her and see what she shows me. So thanks for letting me know, because I'm going to probably ask her probably tonight or maybe tomorrow, because I need to really psychically prepare myself for, stuff like that, because I surely don't want to bring anything over here, because everything's kind of like calm and settled. But the more that you do it, depending on what type of cases they are, if they're more kind of like evil, then I'm going to probably say, you know what, I'm going to have to turn this down, because I'm not a demonologist. So that's where they have to contact somebody that's in that realm of that type of work. So I will start looking at cases of what I can do and what I can't do. And then I'll start having to bring people with me, because if they, they need some kind of more exorcism, then it takes a priest and so forth and so forth. So I will look into that, and I appreciate that advice, Nikki, because I will take it, and I will ask her to see what kind of protection she tells me to do or what she can do for me, and then we can go from there. Because I think once I go into people's houses, I'm going to need it. So it's almost like I'm going to be doing what Amy does, what Amy Allen does, because I love Amy, but I know that there's a lot of and what's in detail behind the scenes, because there's a lot of stuff that she probably goes through, but you don't see that on the TV show. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of intel with that she does not show, or what they show on the air. So I have to just getting an idea of what you know what I'm saying. So yeah. So
yeah, I do. And the other one is to I don't even know what this is called. It's where you force energy out of your body. I know there's a specific word for that as a protection method. You might want to look into that as well.
Yeah,
to keep you physically and mentally and spiritually protected as well, because that'll go into hardcore protection methods for you.
Yeah, so I understand that. And I appreciate it.
I'll let you guys go.
I appreciate that.
Thanks so much for calling in, Nikki. That was awesome getting your input on certain things and also doing a reading for you. I always enjoy those.
I love those. I think they're fascinating. I think it's interesting what comes up and what Spirit tells us, and all of it that goes with it.
Yeah, I don't know
thank
if you
very
get the
much,
same
Chris.
thing that Chris and I do, but when you try to read other people, it's really easy, but when you try to give yourself advice, it's just like you're confused because you don't know if you're trying to mislead yourself because you're looking for the greater good, and you don't know what to believe. But for other people, you have this wholehearted experience and what is the word? Confidence behind what you're telling them, but when it comes to yourself, you kind of question it because you think, am I just trying to mislead myself? Is what I'm trying to tell myself true? So it's good to always get input from an outside source.
Exactly. It's very important to get info from an outside source, especially when you deal with the kind of stuff that we deal with. So, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nikki.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye. See you at the after party.
You got it.
All right, bye. And for those of you that aren't in our chat rooms and don't know how to contact us, we have a little less than 30 minutes left. If you want to call in, the number is 970-335-9596. That's 970-335-9596 if you would like to call in for your free reading. So, Chris, have you guys had to deal with any of the offshoots of the hurricane or anything over there in Texas? Are you getting more rain or no?
No, we haven't got no rain because it's like more in Florida, so it hasn't really hit us. I was hoping that we would get maybe a little bit of rain, but it's been just so dry, so we haven't got no rain. Nope, no rain whatsoever.
We actually got some today, and I was a bit bitter because we're driving in and the clouds are really dark and it looks like rain, but no rain is falling. And I'm like, man, I wish if it looked like it, it would at least do it. But by the time we reached Durango, the rain started falling, and then that's when I had to get out of the car. So I was like, why is it raining right now? So you got to be careful what you ask for. But for sure, we got a little bit of rain today, but nothing like the East Coast and a lot of people on the east side of the United States have been getting. Especially in like Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, Tennessee, I think Mississippi as well, but nothing in Texas. You're getting dissed like us in Colorado?
Yeah, we ain't got no rain, no nothing. Just dry.
Dang. So I'm putting out the number for everybody in Spreaker, Periscope, other places, 1-970-335-9596. You can call on cell phone or Skype, but definitely call in and get your reading. I highly recommend it because Chris is awesome. I don't know how many times I have to say that.
Yeah, speaking of that, I don't know if you want to discuss like when you want to have me back, because I don't know like when you have psychic night, so we can do that after, before, or now, so people can know. Or we can just do it after, afterwards. Because I don't know when you're going to do the dates and stuff. So I don't want to get them confused when you have other guests. So just make sure that you tell me like who's on and, what days you have available, and then we'll go from there.
So far, since I'm going to Arkansas, Tennessee, and New Orleans from the 16th to the 30th, I probably won't be doing shows then because we'll be so busy, but I know you like Saturdays. We used to do Sundays, but Saturdays are awesome. We have the 5th and the 12th and the 6th and the 13th.
Okay, well, let's do the 5th then.
Sounds like a plan. I shall pin you in.
I know, because I know after that you're going to be busy, so.
I am super excited, and I decided to buy a ticket before they got more expensive and before I ran out of money, because money is just so fleeting and I don't have a job right now. So while I did have my paycheck from security, I bought a ticket. Of course, at first I talked to my other half about it, and I'm like, hey, I want to go visit Alyssa and Caden for a couple weeks. And he's like, what? I don't think you should visit those guys for a couple weeks. And I was like, well, I want to see my sister too, and see her, see them, and do this investigation. So I'll be staying with my sister for the most part and visiting my family. But New Orleans, like, I've always wanted to go there, especially for Mardi Gras and such, but I know it's going to be a slower, colder part of the year, but I'm still going to go see Jim Morrison and other people in the cemeteries and figure out, or try to do an investigation and figure out what's going on with this Abducted series. Chad and Alta wrote the book Abducted in the French Quarter, and I did an interview with him a while back. I'm hoping to do one right before I go for this trip, but it's going to be epic. I'm hoping not to get abducted or abducted while we're there. Nobody wants to be probed by aliens. Or maybe they do. I don't know.
Yep. But it's amazing, because I remember, like like Nikki said, I think, when I start doing like house cleansings and psychic walkthroughs of that, it's going to be, I know I'm going to put myself in more risk at it. I'm just going to put prayer over it. And like she said, I might just do, what she said, and call in my grandma and see, what's the best way to go about it, depending on how severe it is or how, stuff like that. And then if I'm being told to back down, then I'm just going to say, you know what, I'm sorry, I can't do this because this is with it, without my own expertise. So, I have to refer you to somebody else. But with most cases, I'm thinking that I can do it, and I know I can. It's just that having the opportunity to actually do it and then actually following through. I mean, I think the first time, like when I first was on the radio, it's going to be that kind of experience. Like I'm going to be like kind of nervous, but I can't show that when I go there. But I think I'm going to be kind of like nervous because I think like I'm going to be like feeling like, is this the right thing for me to do? Even though this is something I've always dreamed about. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some kind of like not side effect, but it's going to probably be to where I'm going to start hearing things that are going to try to tell me, no, you can't do it. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of negative thoughts coming in my head. So I'm just got to clear myself, so I won't hear this stuff, because if I do, it's probably going to discourage me and it's going to make me think that I can't do it, which I know I can. Because when you succeed, there's always negative energies in the air that try to make you feel like you're not worthy, even though you know you are. It makes you question, like, if you're the right person and stuff like that. So, and stuff like that. So it's tough, for the people that are new to the investigations. People that are not in that experience, they have to be very, very well grounded, very well protected, and don't ever go into a place cocky and thinking, well, I'm powerful and you can't touch me, because it's just not happening. You're not Superman. So.
I'm just over here on Periscope, and this person was wanting a reading, but hold on one second.
Okay.
So, the name that he's got on here is Mac Attack It, and he's just wondering, what's in my future?
What did you say his name?
Mac Attack It.
Is that the name he's going by?
Yeah. Which makes it difficult.
Well, I don't know if he's still in the chat room. Hopefully he can hear me. But what I was going to say is that the energy with that, I kind of get like very mysterious energy. I get that whoever this person is, bounces from one energy to another. They're very unstable. They're interested in a lot of things, but they just don't know how to go about it or how to approach it. So there's probably something that they're interested in, but they kind of feel like, is this the right thing to do for me? Do I have the potential to do this? So I think that they limit themselves. So I'm thinking that with that, they're into something, but they're hearing a lot of bad feedback, and that's what's making them to turn back and say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this, because they're hearing a lot of bad feedback instead of good feedback. So I guess the people that surround themselves with is probably getting a lot of put downs and like, you shouldn't do this, and this is not right for you, and blah blah blah, so forth. So yeah.
He was also wondering, are online tarot cards legit?
Honestly, I've done a few cards on myself, and I can say, yeah, they can. There's I don't remember what app it was, but I tried this a long time ago, where there was this website that I tried. I can't remember that name of the app, but I'll probably, hopefully if I get back on again next month, maybe I can look it up, what app is good for that, because there's this one where it's kind of weird, where you can download this app, and there are some tarot cards apps where you hit the app and it goes right to the cards, and then you touch the card and it flips, and then there's another app, which I don't remember the name of it, where you get the phone, and I kid you not, you get the phone, and you shake the phone, like you shake it, like you're actually like shaking the phone, and when you're shaking it, you're shaking the cards. And then when you shake the cards, it shuffles them. And then after that, you hit, like after you're done, you hit the cards that are done. And then after that, it comes out with all this, like it just turns from one card to the next card and the next card and the next card, and then it comes out as accurate as ever. But I don't remember that app, but I remember trying it one time, and I freaked out because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. You can actually shake the phone and shake the tarot cards at the same time, because when you go into the app, you're shaking the cards to like shuffle them, and then it comes out with the reading. And from my experience, with that app, it came out really legit. So yeah, so I guess it just depends on what app would you go with. So.
And it's kind of like in the paranormal field. There's a lot of different apps and tools and stuff out there. And even when you buy tools online, whether it's an EMF detector, EVP recorder, EMF antennas, periscopes, so on and so forth, like, it's hard to understand what works and what doesn't. And so it's good to use all of these things and use your gut or your intuition as that number one input, and then go off of everything else as far as data collection. Everything has a note on it that says this is for entertainment purposes only. There's no proof that this really works, so it's hard to realize what does and what doesn't, except for after a long period of testing. We had a really good case with the Ghost Radar Legacy app, and we got so much information from one spirit. But that was in 2012. Since then, we haven't really gotten anything except for just different words coming through that really don't add up to anything. But with Kate Johnson, she put a plethora of words out there, and we were able to investigate and find out her story was real. She was really a prostitute back in the 1800s that fell in love with a firefighter, got snuck onto the train. A fight ensued between the firefighter and the brakeman, and the firefighter was killed, and she ended up killing herself after that. So she was stuck in purgatory due to her beliefs on this train car. But it's amazing how we were able to take the words that she gave us through that app, find her story, and be able to free her through all things a Catholic school class. But otherwise, it's hit and miss with any of these tools. You may find something really great, or you may find just a bunch of gibberish. It's really difficult to say what could happen. Have you... Yeah, I was about to say that too. I was like, it's really quiet. Where'd you go? Have you used any tools on your investigations, or you just use your gut instinct and your intuition?
Honestly, haven't really used. I do have actually an original K2 meter, but I haven't had the time to use it. I guess it's because I'm just waiting for that right opportunity. But as far as like when I've done other things, I've just been able just to use my gift. So I've used my gut and stuff. But I think when I start going into local investigations, I think it would be, I'll probably end up taking my K2 meter and see what kind of see how it acts up and see if I can get a yes no answer, because there's different ways where I've heard from different shows where you can get a yes, it blinks 1, 2 for no, and then if you're here, light up the whole, the light bulbs and stuff. So I've try different things, but I haven't tried it, but I'm looking forward to it because I do have a K2 meter. I also have an old handset recorder. I have that. And then I also have it's like a pin, but it's got different patterns. It's the ones that they've used on different shows, where if you walk through it, if it breaks apart, then there's a spirit nearby. So I have like 2 pins of those, and they're really nice, but I just haven't had the time to try them out because I haven't never experienced it. But I think when I try it, Tess, I'll let you know, because I'm actually very, very in tune by trying them, because there's a lot of things that I'm drawn to. Like, for instance, the K2 meter, I've always been drawn to it. I don't know why. I've always felt connected to it, and then I also feel connected to the pin too, with the different patterns. So it's kind of interesting though.
It is very interesting, just the different things you can find. So on the investigations that you have done, what is your most memorable investigation, and can you kind of paint a picture of that for us?
The only thing that I can say I've experienced is where I saw this, it was a shadow figure, and it wasn't a very good one either. It was doing one with a friend of mine, and he had interviewed them. I had no prior knowledge of the location, and I told him there was Indian burial grounds. I told him there's a lot of activity. I told him that there was a Ouija board in the house, which was funny because he validated it, and it was even creepier because the person that I picked us on up, they locked the room, so they didn't let them go into that room because of the Ouija board. And then I told him that whatever I saw on the outside of the house, this entity means business. And I told my friend, I said, don't go into this house thinking that you can, that you're stronger than this being, because if you come out with a being that you're invincible, it will hurt you. And I told him that, and I was validated by a lot of stuff. And then, like, after the investigation was, they had contacted him. I mean, they had a talk with him, and they said, did you tell him any prior knowledge to the location? And he said it on the air. He said, no, I didn't tell him anything. He didn't know no prior knowledge of the interviews that y'all had with me. So when I told it, when he told them that, they were like, wow, he's good at what he does. And so I was telling them I'm glad I can help.
It's always very gratifying to be able to help people through whatever means we can. But for sure, like, people feel crazy and lost when it comes to these paranormal episodes. And even my daughter, who has dealt with the paranormal all her life in our home, once she moved in with her boyfriend in their home, which was an abandoned Catholic church. And it took me forever to go there. And she's like, Mom, you got to come over and see my house. And I finally went over, and as soon as I walked in, I'm like, this place is haunted, right? Oh, we really haven't picked up on anything. But shortly after, she fell asleep, and then she woke up to it looked like a drug addict, a really skinny, sucked-up boy in some tattered boxer shorts, white boxer shorts. They looked dingy and tattered, like he'd been wearing them for a while, and he was crouched at her feet with his knees up to his chest, and his head was moving back and forth at an expedient amount of speed, and looked like he was scratching it, but maybe he was trying to hold on to it as he was shaking it. And at first she thought it was her boyfriend, and then she ran past it into the bedroom, and then she realized her boyfriend was there. We ended up going to Disneyland this year. We'd been trying to do this ever since she was 2 years old. Now she's 19. And we finally got her on the bus, and her boyfriend was pulling all kinds of crap trying to not get her to go. And they ended up breaking up on this trip and everything, and she was telling me, Mom, he's like really coked out, and he's getting really, really skinny, like the skinniest and scrawniest I've ever seen him. And she's like, I'm really worried about him, but I don't know what I can do. And then it just flashed to me. I was like, what if this thing that she saw in front of her that she thought at first was Timmy, but then realized it wasn't because he was so skinny, is Timmy now? And I was like, what do you think about that? And she's like, oh my God, Mom, I'm so freaked out right now because that does look like him right now. But luckily, due to them breaking up and all these different things that have happened in their lives within the last couple months, he's moving away because his friends are not good influences. They're all drinking all the time or doing coke or meth or whatever. And even his mom is a really bad influence. And so he's going to move away. And of course he tried to get her to move with him, but she's like, heck no. She already learned her lesson there. But, it's really weird. Like, was this thing that's in their house, which she saw the Hat Man and a couple other minions of his in her house, and we came over. I saw him. My husband didn't. But then Timmy and other people started seeing him. At first they treated Kinsey like she was crazy, and she's just imagining these things until they saw it, and now they're really freaked out. So everybody's moving out of that house, luckily. Because it just, I think it grabs hold of whoever's there and eats them up, which it did with so many different people while she was there, and she was talking about
Wow.
keeping the place, and I was like, Kenzie, don't do that. Just get out while you can. And so luckily she is going to leave instead of trying to keep it and rent out rooms and so on and so forth, which I'm grateful
God,
for.
I just got chills.
Yeah.
Because I got chills. Because I'm going to tell you what I got when you described it. This is what I got. I got that he's a soul collector. That's who he is. He's a soul collector.
I agree. And this house used to be a really big drug house. So when she first told me that, I was like, maybe this is a kid that was there that had an overdose and he's stuck. Like, it happened so fast he didn't even realize what happened, and now he's kind of lost. But then, as she told me what's happening with her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend at this point, I was like, do you think that was Timmy? Like, it showing you Timmy in the future, like right in front of your face, to see if you'd catch on or if you both would catch on. So it's interesting, and I agree with you. I think this thing was a soul collector, and that's what the two little minions were, because when we were there, they seemed very afraid. They were hiding behind doorways and hiding behind the side of a couch and peeking over and wanting to communicate with us, but this Hat Man thing was not letting it. Like, any time it would try, it would chase it away or scare it, and they were kind of in his dominion, under his control.
Wow. That's amazing. And that's funny that you validated it, because you didn't tell me anything, and that's what I got when you were talking. I was like, wow. And there is people that are out there, and I guess, I don't know what you would call them, like if they're on the lower level, but there is a lot of, I guess maybe like soul collectors, maybe probably, I don't know how many there is, but I can tell you that there's more than one. So.
Yeah, and somebody over here is asking in Periscope, what is the minion? And it's basically a lower level or an underling, somebody that serves a higher spirit, or somebody that takes control over this being, even though they don't like it, they don't want it, they feel powerless against it, and so they do serve, and they do evil bidding, which is weird, because of free agency or things like that. But when it really comes down to it, it depends on your faith in yourself and what power you think you have. If you feel powerless, something can just come in and take you over, and it's insane how this stuff works, and it's always different, but definitely glad that both of them got out, and he's going somewhere else, and she's carrying on with her life, and they're both happier now that they're out of that house. There were so many crazy things happening, and it didn't happen until after one of their friends was like, hey, let's go into the attic. And when they went up there, they found a satanic Bible. They found these stones with like bubbles, black stones with bubbles on top of it.
Oh my God.
There was a bunch of cassette tapes, and they threw them away, and I was like, God, I wish you would have given me these cassette tapes so I could listen to them and see what's on them. Like, it could have been some horrible stuff that was going on there. There could have been some past victim that we could have turned this over to the police and helped, but they threw it away.
Yeah.
Like, I would have thrown away the satanic Bible and the rocks, but somebody took that out of the house. But still, once they opened that...
I'm not gonna, yeah.
Yeah, once they opened that door to the attic, then that let so much stuff out, and that's when everything started happening. Even though I picked up on it from the get-go, it was just kind of a dice falling after that point.
Yeah, it's crazy, though, because there's a lot of stuff that people don't believe until it happens to them, and that's why I tell a lot of people, I said, paranormal does exist. It's there. There's dimensions, there's portals from different spirits, and it's terrifying just to see that, even though not all of us can see everything, some of us can and others can't see, but it just makes you think that there's something else when you go to the other side, and some people get glimpses of it, and some people don't.
It's so true, and that's where I first started off with this story. She felt like she was crazy, and even her boyfriend was telling her she was being crazy and psychotic. Really, she wasn't. She was just the only one experiencing it at the time. She was the one that was gifted enough to pick up on it. And I told her, don't worry, Kenzie. Sooner or later, these guys are going to see what's going on as well. And it wasn't too long after that, like a month or two, when it started happening to them. And they're like, they were afraid to be there and even Timmy started breaking out the sage, like, we gotta sage this place. And, you know, it made the non-believers believers because they were subjected to it finally, and she wasn't the only one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some people are just very open to it, and then there's people that don't believe until it happens to them, and that's when they come up to a psychic or a medium, or, you know, depending on, you know, what they do, the person does. But yeah, it's crazy how, you know, some people just got to experience something bad for them to open their mind, and it shouldn't be that way. People should be very open, but I guess it's just that people are brainwashed and people are just mind control, and they just don't believe in all that stuff. They think, well, you know, there's only God that exists, you know, and there's nothing else more that, you know, that they only believe in God, and they believe, okay, well, God can protect us from everything. And don't get me wrong, God can protect you, but it's just there's other things. So,
well, yeah, and you can't have the light without the dark, or vice versa. Like, for one thing to exist, another has to exist, and it's just insane the things that can happen out there. It's kind of mind blowing. Is this really happening? And it does awaken a lot of people. Like, she had always been a believer, but they weren't. But once living in that house, they all believe now. And I'm just glad that they're moving on, instead of a lot of people get stuck and they don't know what to do. And they just stay in this place that is taking advantage of them, hoping to pick up on that spirit as well. Like, hoping for that person to kill another person or kill themselves or have a spiritual death and collect that spirit. You know, there's so many different variations as to what could happen. But we are in our last minute. Would you like to tell our listeners how they can find you and get a hold of you for readings later on?
yeah, if they want to contact me, they can reach me at 210-974-3470. Again, 210-974-3470. Or they can find me on Facebook, Chris Psychic Garcia, or email me at garcia187plulove@gmail.com.
Well, awesome. It was, again, an amazing and epic time having you on. And once again, I was mind blown by your readings. I'm so glad that you came on and that you continue on this journey with me, because I know together we're going to go really far. Even apart, both of us have a really awesome life in front of us.
Yep.
So will you be hanging out for the after party?
Yeah, for a little bit, yeah.
For those of you that would like to join the after party with us, just find us on Skype. You can look me up at Tessa Thomas-Peterson. You can call at 970-335-9596. And you guys just remember, keep your minds open and your hearts open and listen to your gut. It will never lead you astray. And thank you again, Chris, for being on. You were amazing as usual.
Thank you. Love y'all guys.
If you missed the beginning of the show this evening or missed any of our shows in the past, please look us up at We Are Paradox Media at youtube.com, as well as Spreaker.com, and just about any other online inlet that you can think of. We will be there, broadcasting in the future and from the past. Nighty night, love and light. You guys take care of my yous. And don't work too hard this week.